On today's episode of World of Micah, we're traveling back to the year 1996 through 1998, looking back at the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Now, so I'll start with a little backstory. So, in 1996, they started the 25th anniversary. They decorated the castle here at Magic Kingdom as a cake. Big pink cake. Candles, the whole thing. Icing, like the entire castle was wrapped. Then, years later, they did the same thing with Stitch. And Stitch, this is like a celebration, I think, of his attraction opening. Stitch basically tagged the castle with graffiti and wrapped it in a bunch of toilet paper. And with the castle and then the toilet paper on the castle, a lot of guests wrote to Walt Disney World just furious. This was our wedding and we had toilet paper in our photo of our wedding. He proposed, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, or family photos, and they're like, hey, this was a serious trip and we have toilet paper behind us. And then some people were just like, look, I'm not offended by the cake, it's just ugly. It's just really ugly. We wanted our daughter to see the gray and blue castle that she grew up seeing on the commercials, you know? So needless to say, we will never see the castle transform into anything. They will put like a little 50th like they just did for this celebration. I don't believe that Disney will ever transform the castle into something unless they can do it overnight. And the reason I think they won't do that is because they have the projection system now, so they can project whatever they want. So if they wanted to make it like the birthday cake again, they could, you know? We're almost to the front. I had to park way in the back, like way in the back, and it's only 9 o'clock. People are serious. And where I parked, I didn't want to walk all the way over to where the tram picked up, but I should have. But we're almost there. Yeah, this is ridiculous how busy it is. Lines are crazy. I'm just gonna hop on the resort hotel because it'll eventually get to Magic Kingdom, and that way I can at least sit down in the monorail for a bit. It's pretty crazy to see the ferry boat line like that. I mean, there's several other people doing the same thing I'm doing. You do have 2 stops, Polynesia and the Grand Floridian, but I don't have to, you know, stand in a long line. And perfect timing. I don't normally do this. I normally get on the ferry boat or the regular monorail because it's not a long wait, but today's a very busy day, Saturday, and almost summertime, so gotta get used to these crowds. Officially made it inside. Now you can see they are celebrating the 100th anniversary out here. I'm gonna insert a photo and you guys can see all the candles right out front of the train station. And this is perfect. Just as I got here, the train is coming in. There it is. Oh yeah, by the way, how many candles do you think they had up there? I'll give you one guess. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's kind of lackluster out here with the candles, you know, compared to the cake on the inside, but let's head inside. Now right here is today's guide map, but this is the 25th anniversary guide you would have gotten if you would have came here from 1996 to 1998. It's talking about everything you can do for the 25th anniversary on here. Noticed same day park hopping, unlimited fun at Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, River Country, and Discovery Island, and admission to Magic Kingdom Park, Epcot, and Disney MGM Studios for the number of days on your pass, and no expiration date, by the way. But it's funny, if you went to Magic Kingdom today, the park map is Cinderella Castle, which is fitting. That's pretty funny, right? I figured it would have been like Tron or something, but it just so happens to be Cinderella Castle. Interesting. See, this is what they did for the 50th. Added a few little things, just kind of enhanced it. And the only signage you had was the 50. I bet back in the 90s it would have been like a huge 5 and O blocking. Now the first thing we're going to look at is the Remember the Magic Parade. You can see the photograph Mickey, Sorcerer Mickey, leading the 25th anniversary Remember the Magic parade float. You can see City Hall in the distance there, and 7 dwarfs, and a lot of the gang out here. Remember the Magic parade was awesome. That was a parade I definitely do remember, besides Spectro Magic. Spectro Magic will always be my favorite parade here, but Remember the Magic is a good one, especially the soundtrack.
How you doing?
Good morning, Roy. Good morning. All right, guys, look at another photograph that was taken right here in front of the Emporium for the Remember the Magic parade. Yeah, right around here you can see Simba, the rest of the gang from The Lion King, and right behind Simba is one of my favorite floats that always reminds me of when Full House came to Walt Disney World. The giant genie, which this photograph was taken from a crane shot when they were doing some filming. You can actually see the crane to the right of Genie for the other floats in the parade. They used to have those up here on top of Main Street. I'm sure they still do. Surprised they haven't switched to drones, but nonetheless, here is the Aladdin parade float with the giant inflatable genie. That was the genie when Michelle rubbed the lamp. It came up, you know, and that was like the parade float they just used over here. By the way, that scene was filmed somewhere around here. But nonetheless, we're not talking about Full House today. I did the filming locations of that. If you would like to see the video, the link's up above. We got to continue down, but we're actually right in the same spot we need to be. I'm just going to move a little closer. This was from the celebration, the grand celebration, October 1st, 1996, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Now we're going to totally talk about that opening day celebration and all the celebrities and everything that were here, but I want to hop inside the Main Street Cinema real quick because I believe they have 25th anniversary merchandise in here. Oh wow, look at that. They finally removed the Mr. Toad statue. That saddens me. I wonder what happened to it. But last time I was here, I swear I saw 25th. Maybe they've gotten rid of that too. Oh my gosh, there's like rations over here. This button down. And this little sweatshirt here. That's the only thing left at this store of the 25th. I'm gonna hop inside the Emporium here real quick and see if there's anything left in here, because that was a bummer. They didn't have anything of the 25th. It was like it came and went. There she is in all of her glory. I knew they had the birthday cake mug. All the candles and... Isn't that cool? Can't believe it. They made a mug for the birthday cake. I vividly remember coming in here on Main Street and seeing 25th anniversary merchandise like it was yesterday. Kind of lackluster on the 25th merchandise, but they had it for a quick minute. Still have the shirts. Didn't have the hat, but they had the birthday cake mug. All right, let's get into that grand opening, shall we? October 1st, 1996, they had a huge celebration here dedicating the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and they had Michael Eisner and Hillary Rodham Clinton on one of the Main Street vehicles, and there was a bunch of kids on stage, everybody. Even right about here, you can see Hillary waving at the camera and Michael Eisner. And then, let's fast forward, Eisner, everybody came up to the stage here, and right up here on the stage is where Roy E. Disney and Michael Eisner and First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton were right up here giving speeches. Favorites, if you zoom in right about here, you can see Eisner standing in front of the podium with the giant 25th candle right behind him, where they also put the 50th, which is kind of cool if you think about it, you know. And then they had, I believe it was the Blue Angels flying over in a big firework spectacular here when they dedicated 25 years of Walt Disney World. And this is what the castle looks like nowadays. We're gonna match up a couple of more photographs of this castle. They're reopening the castle so we can walk in. A little different than Disneyland. Disneyland has one drawbridge in the center, but we have two sides to get up to our castle. And by the way, our castle, if you know, has a restaurant inside. Unlike Disneyland, they have a walk-through Sleeping Beauty exhibit. Miss Disneyland. I might have to visit soon. Wink, wink. But, all right, let's match up another photograph. Now this photograph was way wider of a a lens than I have, but you can see what the side profile of the castle looked like, including the 25th and all of the gumdrops and everything. And oh, by the way, I guess I could give you guys some stats of this. So 55,000 tablespoons of pink paint. It has 50 gumballs on it, 30 lollipops, 4 lifesavers, 12 gumdrops, 16 candy hearts, and 16 green candy stars. That's a pretty big cake. All right, gonna walk through.
You wanna go find her?
It's crazy. I wonder how thick, you know, it came out from the actual castle itself. Here now it's gold, but I wonder.
That feels good, don't it?
This is amazing. I love walking through here. The tile artwork in here, Cinderella. It's amazing. And we're gonna look at the backside of the castle here. The backside of the castle. And see what it looked like during the 25th. So this is the backside of the castle, 2023 and 1996. This is what it looked like. You can see where it ended. The little back area, you know, it's kind of cut into little pieces. I can see the lifesavers and everything. But the brim right here of the balcony had some frosting and some flowers and some designs on it. And then there's also another photograph you can see. I believe this was on the Skyliner, like the Sky Buckets, the Skyliner, the Skyway Buckets. We've had the Skyliner so long now, I'm getting confused. So we had the Sky Buckets. So this was probably taken on the Sky Buckets. Where I'm standing right now, you can see in the photograph as well, Sir Mickey's. I love Sir Mickey's. My favorite part of Sir Mickey's is legitimately just this right here. Walking in and there he is. Fee, fee, foo, fum. Fee, 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 fee. Fee, fee. I'm no fee, fee. Stepping into Liberty Square on the bridge here to match up a photo. And man, I swear, every time I'm here, it seems like they're doing something in this canal here. You can almost still see the old swan boats track, I think. Maybe not. No, I think that's just from the tires. All right, we got to go further down to the side profile here. Right about here. And now I'm going to insert what the castle looked like with the birthday cake on it. You can see it pretty much took over the entire front and side profile of the castle. I mean, it's not ugly to me, but you know, back then I'm sure if you came to Walt Disney World and you wanted to see what the castle looked like on TV and you know what's in your head, and then you get here and it's an entire cake. And you got to think, man, we didn't have social media back then, so unless you were really like in the know, how would you know? And what's interesting is after all these years, they have painted the castle a little shade of pink, kind of in the area that they had pink from the birthday cake. It's interesting, right? Did you ever get to see the castle when it was the cake, the birthday cake, the 25th anniversary? 3 years, man, 1996, 97, and 98. They celebrated that. I remember it. Man, right down here, the little wishing well. I can't help but think about, this is where Michael Jackson was from the opening celebration of Walt Disney World, and also this is where Raven-Symoné was walking. It's cool. A lot of celebrities walk through here, but wanted to come over and see the Cinderella wishing well here. Little fountain, not a wishing well. Wishing well is for Snow White. Oh my gosh, look at the flowers in there. That's amazing. Disneyland, they have Snow White, her wishing well. Here they have Cinderella's fountain. And you can see all the little different characters here. Gus down there. Lucifer, the cat. And I can hear the Dapper Dans in the distance. I'm telling you guys, do this sometimes. Get here early, don't worry about the rides. Don't worry about doing rides. Just get here early, take in Main Street, take in the atmosphere around the castle, because everyone else is off riding rides and you can pretty much have this whole entire area to yourself. I mean, it's a crazy busy day here in the park, but no one has been in my way over here. I'm getting amazing views and ambiance from around the castle. Oh yeah, and by the way, they used to have this thing during the 25th anniversary, the guest of honor, and they would present this family with being the guest of honor, and they were given all this free stuff and the trip to Walt Disney World. And there's actually a video of it for the 25th celebration from the Disney Channel back in the day. And Roy E. Disney meets the family at the front, and they spent like a whole week here learning and doing everything for the 25th. I'll put a link to that in my description box. Check it out and tell the person who released the video that I sent you. I wonder what they would have done with these two like little spires during the 25th if they were here during then. Do you think they would have, like, I don't know, put some party hats on them? That'd be it, that's it. Two huge party hats right there in front of the castle cake. Well, we came, we saw, we took care of business here today at the Magic Kingdom, the most magical place on earth. Looking back at the 25th celebration, the dedication of this place. We'll dive more into the 25th and more historical events here in Walt Disney World on this channel, but I think our adventure for today has come to an end, which means, you know what, I'm gonna ride this on the way out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hang out and I'm gonna ride. All right, got my own vehicle here with Chris, cast member, and the last ride of the day. But I feel like I'm Michael Eisner right now, riding in for the 25th. He rode in a vehicle just like this. Say goodbye to that castle as we're heading out for the day. But yeah, this is how like Michael was sitting in the vehicle with Hillary and going to dedicate the 25th. Now this is the way to travel. Look at this, they're already getting Main Street set up. That's right, we gotta get out of our way. This is insane that they drive through this. I can see why they stopped around 10:30. That's what time it is now, because the traffic is not getting any clearer. Look at this. Holy cow. Yeah, I can see why. It's funny, man. They're all getting out of the way for me. This is a way to get a lot of attention, that's for sure. Oh, the old horns. That's right. Gotta get out of the way, guys. See the windows here? There's old Hub iWorks window right up there. Ron Miller right up there, and Dick Nunes. It's hard to not get off on a side note and talk about other history and everything here at Walt Disney World. Every time I ride through, or walk through I should say, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that, I know this. I gotta stay focused to the subject. So funny, man. And we were just inching our way through all these people. This is crazy. This is probably my favorite part of the whole video here. Just driving me through. We're almost back to the front.
Alright, just want to see which song get y'all where next.
Alright, sounds good. Amazing. I've ridden on a a Main Street vehicle in quite some time. I'm gonna get dropped off right over here in front of the little firehouse. Let's do it. They already had the other Main Street vehicles parked. This was awesome. All right, I'm officially heading out now. 25 years ago, we were celebrating the 25th anniversary, and just recently we were celebrating the 50th. And another 25 years from now, we'll be celebrating the 75th. I'll be around, don't you worry. And it is time to say goodbye, and I will see you guys on the next adventure. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.